Hi, so this question is check if a number is majority element in the sorting array. So basically you want to return true or false. So true if target is majority element, false otherwise. So majority element is more than half. So that pretty much is the explanation. And then what you need to do is basically you can count from all the way to here. And then once you get the majority element, and then you just do uh, n over 2 is this is more than n over 2. If this is true, you return true. If not, false. So that's it. All right, I'm gonna give you like brute force solution and better, I mean the most optimized solution. So int result equal to 0, and then I'm traverse the nums array, and then the result is going to be represented if the if a value is equal to a target. So if num is equal to a target, so my target is 5, right? I want to count how many number that appears in the the file. So result plus plus, and I'm checking if the result is greater than half of the length. So this will be the worst solution. Oh, anyway, this is not the best, right? The time is elephant, space is constant. So let's think about the lower bound and upper bound. So if we are able to get a lower bound, and if we are able to get an upper bound, we don't need to traverse every single one of them, right? So yeah, so let's do this. So if a first occurrence, first OCCRA and C equal to the lower bound, and I passing the nouns, I passing a target, and then later on I say occurrence equal to the upper bound, do the same thing, and I'm just say return, the last minus first, which is greater than the half of them. All right, so I need to basically create two functions for both in public in lower bound, int nums in target. So in I equal to 0, j equal to nums length minus 1, and then I will have to know the index, because in this case we are actually subtract between two index, and then we check, do I get more than half, right? The index is by default is num length minus num length would be good. All right. So while I less than equal to j, and then I will just say return index right here. So I need to have a middle value, which is k equal to a plus j minus I divided by 2. So if the target, so if a number k is greater or equal than the target, so think about this. Whatever the middle value is, if this is more than the k, you want to keep changing your the pointer, right? And then setting your index into the k first, because you already know this is definitely equal to the target. We don't want to say k minus 1, because you need to get a lower bound. A lower bound is right here, right? But what we need to do is we need to trim the j, and then everything else just I equal to k plus 1. So you keep moving to the right if if they are not the same, right? And then definitely this is a keyword. All right, another one is public int upper bound. Int again, int target. So what we need to do is still int I equal to 0, j equal to nums.length minus 1, and then while I less than equal to j, pretty much the same, but slightly different. K equal to I plus j minus I divided by 2. So if nums at k is greater than the target, so in this situation, we already know like this is if imagine this is 6, target is 5. We want to set the index at k, right? So I think it's like j equal to k minus 1, and then else I equal to k plus 1. And then I will return I. So let's think about it. If this is greater, then I trim my j. If this is less than or equal, I increasing my I to k plus 1. Yes. So let should be yeah. Let's try it. Cool. So for time and space, this is what every single time you divide by 2, so it's log n. So log n for this one, log n for this one, right? And then total time complexity is log n, right? They are separate, right? And then space is definitely constant. All right. So again, it can be a little bit optimized, this one. So again, you still need a first OCC URANC occurrence, lower bound. And then passing the nonce, passing the target. And I need upper bound, right? Last OCC URANC is going to be the first occurrence plus num length divided by 2. So why do we need to know this? Like if you want to get more than half, right? If you know your first occurrence index, you plus, half of them, you should be, you should get this value. Like this value should be the same. And then you will be able to know, do you want to return true or false, right? So I'm going to just copy paste the lower bound. Lower bound, ij, I less than k. It's a little bit different, but you can do the same thing if you want to say k, index, right? Something like this, like something like the last solution. But in this solution, I less than j, get a half, and then if k less than target, I equal to k plus 1, else j equal to k. So you keep getting the getting the last value for the lower bound. And then when you want to return, first thing you want to check is the last occurrence has to be less than the num length to make sure this is in a bound. And also the last value, nums, the last value is equal to target. All right, so this will be the solution. Cool. So time, log n, space, constant. So there will be, 3 different solutions, and then think about like I less than j and I less than equal to j. Like there are 2 different approach, but you will still get a lower bound. Right? I will talk to you later. Bye.